Fried eggs are super simple. I feel like everyone knows how to make them, yet each time I post a video or a picture on Instagram of a really crispy egg, I get tons of DMs of people asking me how exactly I made it. So today I thought it'd be fun to show you 10 different ways to cook fried eggs. First thing I want to remind people is that no eggs are really created equal. Every egg will always be slightly different, just like humans. And so you really need to work with the temperament of those eggs. The one thing you can control is temperature, cooking technique, and the fats that you use. Temperature, I always ideally want either room temp, slightly colder than room temp, obviously in the Philippines, but something like 18 to 20 degrees Celsius in terms of the temperature of your eggs. It usually gives me the best result. Second thing, for pans. You have a bunch of pans that you can use. Obviously, you can use anything to fry an egg, but personally, the ones I prefer, cast iron, a really good non-stick pan. You can also use a wok and a carbon steel pan. I wouldn't recommend stainless steel or aluminum pans, but then again, that's just my personal opinion. The 10 variations I'm going to show you today use different kinds of pans, but also use different types of fats, from something as simple as subbing out oil for butter to something as out there as using cream and tomato sauce to cook your eggs. So the first one I'm going to show you is an egg cooked in olive oil and basted on medium heat in a cast iron pan. You want to baste it a few times once your edges start getting crispy. It'll develop like a white film on the top, but just make sure you keep a runny yolk. This is a great egg for like noodle stir fries or curries or any Asian dish. I just think it pairs perfectly. Next is a crispy, perfect edged egg. Really simple. Get a pan hot on medium heat. Wait until your olive oil starts shining. Slowly drop in your egg from your bowl. Reduce that heat and wait till the edges crisp up. You don't want to move this around too much unless it's just to separate the egg from the pan. This is my favorite way to eat eggs. It's not pretty, but it's the tastiest. Kind of always want that really crisp size. Mouth's watering. So much flavor, so much texture, but that yolk is still really runny. Next, we're going to cook an egg in butter. You want to do this at a low heat and with a good non-stick pan because you don't want to burn your butter. We're also going to try to get like that perfect commercial looking egg, so just wait for the butter to bubble a little bit before slowly sliding in your egg. In this particular shot, you see the great separation between the thick and the thin albumin. Some people who want perfect looking eggs, or the eggs you see on commercials or on print ads, you usually remove the thin albumin, but honestly I don't really care, and more egg whites always makes me happy. As it gently cooks, add in a little bit of water to create a tiny bit of steam so that when you cover it, you gently cook the top of the whites. Just make sure you take this off the fire and remove the lid once the egg whites are cooked but the yolk still remains uncovered. So now what happens if you cook with butter, but in a cast iron pan this time? So because of how it affects heat, you'll end up with butter that burns a little too quickly, and you get a dark, crispy ring on the side. Not really my thing. Over easy. Very easy, just low heat, olive oil in a good non-stick pan, cook until the white sets, and very gently flip while holding the pan in the other hand so that you can follow the motion for 5 seconds on one side. Definitely not my favorite way of eating an egg. But you have kind of like a medium set yolk. It's still runny, but you have some parts of the yolk that are cooked. I don't know. Kind of missed the crunch.
Now things get interesting. Animal fat. This is some chicken oil, basically rendered chicken fat with annatto seeds. Medium heat, non-stick pan, slowly cook until crisp and baste with the oil.
This is a complete experiment. What's super cool is that you realize that the oil has become colorless. So I think what's happening here is that you know how you use egg whites to clarify stocks and broths and soup bases sometimes? Maybe the egg white, to that same effect, attracts all the color. And that's why you have this really kind of cool egg white that's now yellowish, but the crispy bits are super nice and bright. Not bright, but they're like crispy and orange. I'm really excited to try this. I've never done this before. Oh my God, that's really good. I think everyone should start frying their eggs in chicken oil. And it's like egg inception, right? Chicken oil, chicken eggs. Makes sense.
So I'm sure you've heard of coddled eggs, but have you ever fried in cream? Well, it kind of makes sense because the fat content in cream is actually really quite high. In a non-stick pan, heat up your cream, add in your egg, and gently cook until the whites are set. This doesn't look great, but it is so good.
So you really want to wait for that cream to start curdling and separating from its fat. That's where you get all that rich flavor. It's not something I would do every day. It's super rich, but it's even more nutty than the butter version that we did a while ago. So the cream one is if you want something really intense, almost like a savory dessert, fry it in cream. The whites remain nice and delicate, but you have really kind of cool flavor on the sides. So good.
I've made this before, and it's still one of my favorite things to eat. It's pretty much like a shakshuka, just much simpler. Take your favorite tomato sauce, let that heat up in a cast iron pan, add in your egg. Wait for the sauce to slowly start splitting from its oils, and season.
Still really nice and jammy, which I love. It's kind of like a shakshuka, without the spices, obviously. If you select the right kind of tomato sauce, it's so good. Quick way to add like really quick flavor to every morning.
Let's make a quick wok fried egg. Heat up some peanut oil in a wok, and when your chopsticks or your piece of wood starts bubbling, go ahead and gently slide in your egg. Now this happens really quickly. Within 30 seconds, you're pretty much done.
So usually with wok fried eggs, if you have it in Thailand, like if you're having it on pad thai or any types of dish. Usually, it's a medium set to hard set egg. Very rarely you're gonna get something runny. If you want something runny, just slightly undercook it further and just baste it quicker with that hot oil so that that top cooks really quickly. This is still kind of like jammy, so it's like a medium set, which is actually really good. Like if you had this on like a stir-fried noodle or something, so yummy. But I love the laciness, the puffiness, the crunchiness of a wok fried egg. You can hear it. So good.
This is not really just a fried egg, but it's pretty fun. So melt some butter in a non-stick pan, heat up a lumpia wrapper, a spring roll wrapper, flip, and then add your egg. Season this with some salt and pepper, break the yolk, spread it a little bit all around, add in some hot sauce, and fold.
So this is kind of like a Asian crepe of sorts. Kind of like a jiangbiang. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's like a folded wrapper like this from China. We did it with lumpia wrapper. So tasty. You can add whatever kind of ingredient in there. Those are just 10 ways. I spent a lot of time on the internet trying to figure out how different people around the world fry their eggs, and there wasn't actually much. So I think that's all I could find, but I might probably be wrong. So if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section below and let me know other ways you might fry eggs. This is the third video that we do with lots of egg recipes. I'm pretty sure we can still do a fourth. I really want to do one where we feature different ways of cooking eggs from all around the world. So if you have any suggestions, let us know below. And as always, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to FEATR, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.